malungil itasil silmiraro kula de lang temela Kausischakl. Nutelteal mrenga suliu mo miul ko beta kaswesara mlidiul al trum elol mi kopsingila ako telbuila 2020. Akampesa to tang lin ka smera brother ngi ngara Taiwan di akademi ma kadion itra wil ngulu mortir ya Moses ngir manga tilog del mora adi moro lela patengir tiam no mereka Sunday momno de sebel jangan metiang elang yang no so ambil invite ra Bernardet akora asilu bil wasa Bernardet tam lamo tru metiurak 19 years ralgo telmer vela yang kai gidra radira omlu simbung el kier vela ora ikan mergo tru metiurak mongkloa klege genger ngira tokora omlu simbung ma tokora simbung history vela kung gasa siyang mo tru metiurak lo bangke del merur tial atoy mal klog toy kumaral wasir bekla adam danglia Bernardet el girela amlarngia directiva president Toribio el Moraro kuil adra ngot el blue kerbelal wase selbom renew e kom harafi ingay gid dil Bernardet dir asimbunga amle challenge ra udas wase aro kuil ada giril yosisi undia kal girem el haraf feeling ada por se gid el do selfie wal tax men double taxation sikida mal ko ramle argument ngi yang tengah tela adra ngot el blue loror belau rogir mlewin ra kay singima adra ngot blue loror belau dia harar seguir se gumdas lo asing imora toy lo ya klaumranil wasia bela blue rain mokla marin se mdule on deswem e o del gire la maltem lo ya galla se ya imol toy gumral wasia ul mkier bela men muterlang kida adra bela madangali tial kabelment gid wasia kabelmentra ami mokl tial se mdule sel soam e dia mulu ma dia mura mutel tial e mal welcome ra Bernardet carry on. Kita rogo am dengan dia ngal konsultan terkembang Mr. Wilter. Aku mungkin waseng ketawa era tu pura issue LLC sing betul atoil lingani rablur belar el time. Mengaka soal mo itiat terlibat temegel mo masaudra alla al-miligat mokro officer ng Minister of Justice yang ariya question na blue ray mrigil girel mateletele la o tutela la radio sunge yang karuba kan ngarbitana ka ngariya subject ringima mo touch ra tugor economy so ray ganami dawai and then akmo yon sa Bernardet mungkuk mo o ay saigel wal experience ni na blue belau ma aklaw marami mateletele raw deswel girela media ra blur belaw how far have we come ever since malaway siya uli me peskaw biyon kamur na
man musulang Yoel nga kasakal mo ngoy gidel mut mo malgora tora economy mat gora sel de borse kadam amal gora foreign investors belaw mas kelau dodra outsider belau makadamon mo sois berat gora kampak nangaki soakan mo oduli atal toy kil ngasi na president termasar tal nomregel weekend era bolong odul lualo aisol wase abelam nar mulam mal batol maklot toy elungil merbelo makmal ko ngir segum daswen batol toy hablar rura onda ara UN ma betolon bibra lul adan nguang klel belol mora map lo se ka mamam legotan magarang el agi magarang mang bisa lo ase a kongel lo ase se gira gire de lomrot el gire en diesel mal dil ngal beswer au alel tal program me langa ase ngaraga damlar uli agabelment terbela ngaramlar uli kirila adre belar el alta le taramle major tingela president termasa dilulu asay el akoraman milingil wasem namor niya year of family, namor niya year of health, tol legal bladul tol gel gel wal maklab gul el tol gel adar bela makoraman me undas luasay el al raga 2020 ang amo year economy madang clear adar bela.
Let's get things done.
Why say? Hindi ling waito ay mulgol nilo sa ugul do swega betokol to am namadu even although mamla mosmigan mil girela food security, agriculture, aquaculture, lease housing ay gemlal ngan me meski emla mas ang magadarmengs and din biar ka boloror to ngani problem ring. Makoram le hop lo ase el 2020 ang amok mula sa tiamo il mo girelo ng seora other belau len aktil komdas lo ase biaka autorgok policy la government terbelau lo ase kadang magara bodo rura budget terbelau ya udo do si ngara blura outsider belau may le la gureng sa do olbile tamolgo mo ngawal kado si kal mo girelang rang kado mo malmol dependa audo dra grant malubeng donation ng loan sa outsider belau adaka the mo start el malalom color belau girela independence ra ablur belau sa igila oil for subject tanam aktingul mo se edap sa teleng kal radin ko por du se el girel e mergot pura ko magay lobsodi.
The issue of the economy is what he's trying to bring up. But before we exchange our ideas on that subject, let me give you the opportunity to introduce yourself publicly to our audience. And I use the term journey because it's been 19 years since you left home and come here and be with Palau media, which is so controversial. Sometimes it's not that easy, but you have stood up for your right. So I want you to just publicly tell everybody how was it, how do you like it, and what are you looking forward to?
Thank you, Mr. Toribio. It's nice to be here for the very first time. I came to Palau first time January 10, 2001. And it's not an easy, journey, but it's always the destination, they say. It's the journey and then the destination. And since then, the Palau media has changed a lot. When I first came, I think the value of media is not as important as it today with the social media, and then there are more of us right now, more than ever. So I think it has changed a lot. There's more media freedom. There are more Palauans who are passionate, and the likes of you. Moses has been in the media ever since I came, and then Campus came in, like probably 2010, and then Leilani now is a full-time publisher and editor, and then there are more younger, not even Palauans, and also some new reporters coming from the Philippines joining the media. So I think it's still challenging. We still have a lot of way to go, but I think compared to other Pacific Island nations, we're more free in Palau. The media is more free in Palau. I mean, sometimes we actually don't do our job well, and most of the time we do, but there's always room to improve.
So let me just ask you this question. What are some of the issues that you have tackled through in our policies, in government regulations, in everyday life you've experienced?
I think I have written stories about politics, sports. We have a small pool, so we tend to be not expert on all things, but we kind of jack of all trades, but master of none, because we don't have that. We don't really have that focus to be an expert on one issue, like environment, fisheries. But I think um, since since I started in Palau Horizon, I think I've written mostly politics stories. It got me praises, but mostly, you know,
Okay. Can I ask you can I
but
ask you
mostly
a
not
question?
praises.
Yeah, feel free.
Yeah, I like to ask you a question. Have you ever experienced the government or some influential figure in Palau to ask you to change your story because they don't agree with you?
Oh, of course, there.
Okay.
You know, when
And did you ever change?
I think
Or
some
did you compromise the situation?
to air their side, yes, but
I'm sorry, I'm not a journalist, so my question maybe.
you know, when I was starting in Palau Horizon, the this is an anecdote. The stories come out every Friday. I think I forgot that was 19 years ago. So every Friday when the news is out, we're all scared about who is gonna call me this morning?
After the
Who's
article.
gonna get mad at like just the misspelling? You
Yeah.
spelled right, the grammar is wrong. So every issue that is out, we get nervous and say, "Oh, who's gonna call me?" So if nobody calls, that means nobody complains. But nobody calls when they want. If your story is good, nobody calls.
Nobody calls.
But the only calls we receive is someone who gets mad, who complains, who says, "You better go home." But you know, I think it's part of. I've learned a lot from Palau, and I still think this is my home. I mean, I've been here for 19 years. I probably spent half of my career or half of my life in Palau. So you know, I think I've grown a lot when it comes to journalism work. I had many opportunities, and then yeah, but there are 10 years ago, 20 years ago, there are people who do that. Government officials. They still do that right now,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's not because there's a social media right now. You can call them up. I mean, and I have more colleagues that I can run to, vent to, and say, "Oh, this person did this to me. So what do you think I should do?"
So, yeah, and how does social media affected your issues or your
I-
stories and
It helps a lot. I mean, especially the Palawan Forum because, you know, I'm more doing a freelance work and more regional and international work. So I tend to get the topics and issues from the social media. What does the Palau Forum discusses? What does the young people discusses? There are stories that there are topics that I see from Facebook and I follow it up.
Now with Facebook, that's what you.
But it doesn't mean that they're all
yeah,
accurate,
it's
right?
a Facebook.
Our job is to make sure that they are facts and they're not just based on opinions. But I can tell you that there are some issues on Facebook that are far from the truth, just the opinion, and it gets nasty. But the one thing about Palauans is you might be arguing on Facebook, but when you see each other, it's like nothing really happens. It's like never gets personal. I mean, sometimes
It is,
can, but it just gets personal on Facebook. But when you see them, it's just, you know.
And you've been, my understanding is after Palau Horizon, you've been a freelance around, and then you've been in contact with Australia. Can you just give us some background on that?
I've been I'm mostly
Some of the time, the Palau issues are on the Australian radio and issues that.
Palau is very known for the environment, and Palau is also known for. I mean, recently Palau has been in the international news because of the marine sanctuary, the sunscreen ban, and I know 2020 will be an important year for Palau for elections, and we might not like Remengasao, as journalists, it's usually we are critical of the president, but one thing I can say about President Remengasao is with all the regional trainings and coverage that I've done, President Remengasao is an important leader in the Pacific. He's one of important voice in the Pacific. So that makes also Palau's story very important out there.
When it comes to the environment
Yes,
and the issues
yeah,
of that.
and I have covered issues about either crime, sports, climate change, especially, and the China and Taiwan issue. Those are the big issues that the international and the regional media organization look into, is the issues of Palau when it comes to oceans, environment, climate change. So, not
What
much in
about the
politics.
compact?
Yes, it's compact in terms of its relationship with the United States, its relationship with Taiwan, possible relationship with Australia, with China. Geopolitics. What is Palau and the Pacific to the big developing nation? It's a part of strategy.
Lately, the main topic or the issue that hits the front page of radio, television, and written articles are Chinese,
Yes.
especially the 100 plus Chinese who are playing gambling here. What's your take on that? Recently, Chinese are jumping into our islands. And as a journalist, been here for the last 20 years. What is your take on that?
I think it's not only Palau. I think in the entire Pacific, China is a big issue. I mean, whether it's gonna be good for Palau or the Pacific, is that what actually the issue or the discussion will be? Because China, as we all know, they're one of the superpowers. They have the technology, they have the money, and then I'm not being controversial, but they run the government differently from what we call democratic countries like the United States, Australia, democratic.
They're like 65% democracy.
Yes, I mean, that's what they say, freedom loving. So China, I think geopolitically, it plays a long game. They strategize. So what is Palau's position on that? Are we gonna check? I mean, as we all know, 2020, Palau's political climate will change. So we know what President Remengas's position is between China.
We know what the Speaker
Taiwan.
of the House position
Yeah.
is.
But I don't know what the position of the other three candidates. I mean, the four candidates, like President Toribio.
We should ask them.
Yeah, we should ask them. But I think in some past interviews, we know that they are open to China economically. I mean,
Economically.
yes, I think the Pacific Island Forum Secretary General has said this in many regional forums, that we don't have to we have to treat China, because China is not going away. They're gonna be here. They're gonna be everywhere. So what do? Do we play smart? Do we play with them economically? Do we take advantage of that economic? But then, one thing about the China is, and this is from the talks with experts in the region. But the thing is, China is, because we're small, not only the Palau.
The whole
because they
Pacific
do-
Islands are small.
Yeah, and does the way they deal with other nations, does that open us up to corruption? Does that open the politicians to exploitation, corruption? So I think that's where we the journalists have to,
Insert ourselves.
have to look into that, whether our politicians dealing with China is doing it for the country or are doing it for themselves. I mean, I'm not trying to be controversial, but that's the reality.
Okay, my
right?
last question is, for the last 19 years, Palau is so diversified ever since you came, from you to everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, the labor, the society, you have to speak English in this society.
Yes.
Not just Filipinos, just Americans there, everybody. What do you think about it? How do you experience? Are you welcome, or is there a
I think there are, but I only see that on Facebook. I don't know. I think the cover of internet, behind the wall, behind the keyboard, makes you more vocal about what you really feel inside. But in person, I think a lot has changed. I think I'm more considered a part of the community now because I've been here for 19 years, and I think especially the younger generation, they're more open, accepting, because we are not isolated. We are part of the community, and people outside of Palau are looking into the country. So we're not just us. I think we are all diversified. I think there are people, the majority that I've encountered is more accepting. I think it has become easier for me to get stories now without having to leave my house because, I'm
People
part of the
provide
community.
it to you,
Yeah.
or through the Facebook.
No, people provide.
Because
it.
that
Yeah.
is my next question. It seems to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, that when I read the newspaper, both the Palau and Island Times, when I read those things there, we're only talking about the government policy, what they're not doing, what they're doing unfairly, and all that thing. My question is, for the years that you've been here, have you had a chance to talk to the common person in Palau as to how do they feel about their government? Are they being given what they need? Because their complaints are always there to this program that we're doing. What we're getting from the public, and they're complaining from the state government, from a common person in Palau, is very different than what the government want to do. I mean, the program they're talking about. We're talking about climate change, we're talking about marine sanctuary, we're talking about ocean, we're talking about global issues. And the newspaper you're doing is, if I see what you're doing, is you're actually a part of the government
insertion?
Government weekly press conference that
Yeah.
you're having. So I'm saying that it's leaning toward the government most of the time, not the general public. So my question is, how do you feel about that?
I know.
You're saying you get information from Facebook and from other people calling, from what I got from you.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's one of.
I mean,
supposedly-
what do you see as the situation in Palau, namely the economic situation in Palau,
Well,
because we're being classified as a country that's already beyond the poverty level. In fact, we cannot be going out asking for grant anymore. They say you have to have a loan or something, because we're supposed to be doing pretty well. And the president says we're doing pretty good, but not from what I hear. So how do you feel as a journalist about this?
I think, I mean, you can also help me
Yeah,
answer
sure.
this one, because I think Palau's economy is doing good because of the American money, the compact money. I don't think Palau's economy will thrive if it's not for the American money. So, how they they compute that makes us a first world, the economy of Palau, the GDP of Palau is compared to the first world countries like France and probably US and the UK. So to me, it's still a question of how did we get that ranking or category? Maybe because there are more rich people in Palau that contribute to the GDP. Is it the investment? I mean, it's something that I should
Let me just insert a little from that point of view. What I learned is that when you average the employment, there are more leadership than Indians, and leadership makes more money.
See?
And that's how they classify the leverage of our income. So there are 16 governors, 16 lieutenant governors, 16 senators, and most of them are like 40,000 or above.
No, they were saying, I think, per capita.
Yes, per capita.
So you put that into an average, per capita you're making like 9,000, that's a year.
And the GDP is never a measure of the actual life of the people. It's measured by the number.
By the payroll.
The payroll, how much you get paid. Probably the richer Palauans, the business.
They're dragging us up while we're...
They're dragging us up while the others, there's always an issue about the GDP because it's not a reflection of the country's well-being, the state of the others' life, environment, whether you're, doing good. So, which makes me also to that point that people think that reporters will be the voice of the voiceless. But I now say that we have all our voices. I mean, we write the news, but it's the people. They're the one who should should question their government.
Mr. Witter is always stressed that point. It's their government.
It's their government. It's for the people, by the people. So I think I always tell those who tell me that, you should write about it, you should write about that. And I say, this is social media. We all have a voice. We all have the right to information. And I'm a fan of freedom of speech. So if you want to question your government, that's your right, because you have the right to question them because you pay your taxpayers.
Okay, now that was from a journalist's point of view. Let's see it from the economist, which is right here. And I understand you can understand us speaking Palauan, so I'm going to ask him to start speaking Palauan, and then if you want to insert your mind into it, just jump right in. This is Kausischakl. Who wanted to say something, may say something. Kadrutul mo economy mo.
Okay. Hindi akong ulat tira kaloge rangkal tradil wasin nga ako out the swell antang nga niya ako could the swell outside the given other below misra situation or give the best malbong so I find out to sing out the swell hindi maral subject song talgibel الموسويس بريا ويت لا يجي المرغون لاس اوي السوم واي جلول go presidente la se kira malungi in nami ningse malubing na tora ay gana mil bela umlamo mira uldaso lengora mo agaro sa uldaswira bukna olbila malgola se gire del muto música o do del mi que se el bodol go seguido toy yo era cada más hoy para todo era mora Kampang, mora Taiwan, mora Siabal, ay gel belul saber mosugi. Mandi umil cada las vez del admitro así que dir go speang eso. Endi amos miga udo da guktaratoy. Endi dangail me le gugo singe kanya ay gal margol lui me marak armle celebrate. एक दिले का मिलाई का लूदो उधर में इमना मरे का 25 years एक ही दादिर का दो करांग इल्मूत मोसी का बेबिल मक्का दी उम्दा सुलासी किए दगले लुंगिल मोरनिया क्लो दूरा द्रोनीरा मर्दले दली दर्सी बरगी लो तर्क क्रिया डायरेक्शन रा अबेला उल गिले लासी मुआरा क्लूंगेल इगा नाम उगी ngara ka mo mru ni girela abulul mod independent tan maral independent se gira wai algora close question nga el girela 2020 aula kola sa kola man le lakul mengir se tingala president tu se ulgumong mo declare lo se el al 2020 etiagi da bod albar gilso di unfortunately dim lagal bo same
o ele budeng sira alda do eto ase kada hostra 2020
dia tiagi da clear no si ragu kurang sa news ngwa se ngwa dilulu ase 2020 amo year of environment
Waisi.
oh mahal hale buloi a year of environment tam ka start 25 years government mutrela man kadal mut declare ngin mo nga do giumi
Ada anti kul gor ni ase temla invite rabul other rogir. El mera 2020 conference. Misal guk tobora economic partner ni. Hindi kasi edal afford the tial conference. Conference agire del inviting in May so that the society boost the economy in merba. Kita dia. Sel morning sira government lo sa dringi. Itumlo melinga tolu do. Lo la merur tial kasi edal afford ni to. Tia beyond our means. Mag-question na kalau kaul ese ekonomista si Selbol break. El bullet ang klunyolet.
hale kaman nam ska close tai ton nga kali lagi kan aktor ren sa alta do au mo ka mrur tiang atarnya dire kalwase mo invite additional revenue merbe
Siya kul gore.
oh mun sel to ga gumes ngem bande dia kal sustainable to abol mere tiang conference tela dos pe ay revenue so errang guk mo dia mo ka nut mo mrur ima conference
Manu bang kada ula ba udaw derger mangat mo krengi. Babol mer kada mo haray kada mo haraw. Sige da.
seguida toy
So I have a question.
Yes.
In the economy. So they say the economic driver of Palau is the tourism.
is what
Tourism.
oh yeah.
Is that so?
Well, it's part of it. I happen to believe in other money-making programs other than the tourism because tourism is a global issue also. So there are times it's going to go down. I rather see the local people to be prepared, like food security, like their own government within Palau, so that if no ship will come to Palau, we can still eat. That is my priority. And it seems to me that we didn't start that way.
The challenge is we're not going to eat yellowfin anymore. So how do we balance that is a question remain to be answered.
Yeah.
It seems like the government people, the people who are in the government, in the legislature, are talking about going out to get more money from other governments to take care of us. So I get confused because we're supposed to be independent. That's what we wanted. But I guess we're independent, dependent on somebody's treasury. Is what I don't think we should go. I mean, I don't think it's the way. So I was hoping you can help us.
No, I'm going to just change the subject. The whole time I been with the Kausischakl, my main focal point, and I'm going to start speaking Palawan after this, is equality for all. Government should treat each and every citizen equal under the law. Mak tuloy silang lamo betokol ko sa dringi udile wilte so kan mutu bang sa dringi ikan mergol time lo mele o maklat kergid wa sengaria atel melela kablement medumra police blur medumra public auditor medumra social media medumra ke ya kablement takmal di ibra madari mel mutu elang ke madangi nga ka madir insisted tial el godel ngel ni ngal ngalmit abo wala ka bulgul klangara ato Saudri. Mua ato kora di il mladak mo ngaram kutungur kumedi di silbol medetas tem Saudri ala kenti kalau Saudri. Etiam lo mereka el Sunday ingania babia rabu igel milingil tel legislator ra. Ablura imli ganga klela. Aigal ana mo public document mang Kyle Mason ongesi. Enggang alil siya pabilingil mora a Minister of Justice Arnold Oilo. Ikmurgil wasesera atru me widel kapsingila buila. Tru me widel kapsingila onge tru me wi lui matal kapsingila onge lol malbuir sera 2017. Yung milkat mokla la regulation rabli abulis ilwasi also kung magabulis ako na di summarize your idea also kung magabulis hindi ka sa mo sois berat ko ra politics then so kung mo sois berat ko ra politics e ko resign mo di ako bulis
Tia regulation
el galbi kami lu sen mora a minister oilo luwasi tia gila regulation rabli abulis mga kan milingil til other olbira imli amlu usro ay sirgaw wasingarngi lieutenant tararbulis lingklel Jefferson Ri amla mangil til mo legislator ablura imli ebulis el altaem bakuling tergaw mo yagi self regulation kit mukrira abulis MS Karim el-Bizan. Malu durin bola kalau urol yang dia kalau tidak kerana ulau.
Maral ngani au regulation mulu.
Ya regulation angara section 3.8 ra rules and regulation ra abli la police ma Ministry of Justice ya subject ta political activities. Mengwasi al sukum ke kuror tiagi del Ministry of Justice en dia al girem el adra politics. Ngulul tu resegi dem melu sul mora Minister a Justice luase ay kagi del ula ureriu ado mes indiang lo tira klala a Jefferson ri maguli terkau motbedi bola kal polis malu menturni mel bola kal legislator din dia kal el long legal tublol ngara sera atru il kapsingila sera atru awal kapsingila buila ya Minister Oilo ali di siya pabilingil. El mo nagkalbuhi. Lo ay singil was ngral ngarngia lo ultial lai.
Ongongen mau regulation lang.
Ang ngarngi segil article ra 3.8. Ending serabek police serabek Minister of Justice. Yak mulom tigirgil was ngarngia arbebin ar police mlamom katik tel time al police ngara turum e marrakal mo. Lagi lengar tirgel dim la minister
Lu
erni metumo adra olbir rakalula o tumo adra state legislature mang dia kalsip e ruli tay gidel tokoy mol ko erni le tira gilengar tira dia kalso kal motom belise gidel tretail
Esel time albon dimlak au regulation.
dimlak au regulation ite regulation tay gidel no ngina 21 June 21 2017 nga sa nga daytory Thomas Hermoso Jr. Ya atutaw tunga babierra galwi gra imli gel butel dera المر oilo la section itergaw mlut الشوبيه او الدسويم لدول tirak la ula aureor itirgel minister الجيلينير tirgel ada guk الجيلينير til morsel gugol birak lula orsel sils legal olbira lula dia kapom aderngilo ko der rakmo aderngilo rung yede ngewara isel bol mereka kuk mo declare kuk mo urane kuk mo ngi mendia ka veteran adr olbira lula arbe clara que si sul so isu lewara ke kuk mo nia senkyo se isu bakyol gitra kaul minister oilo mamlutul mo ngilo mesra osengem lekyo mral wasetial el toil blam reli to self regulation of la police self-regulation may not be a candidate for public office. Siya ito ko rambrige. Dotira kerato ko ramri, apel ko ko begin kasi hindi ka takangengi melebol loru rato ko raparati. Yan so kung hindi ka kat makrit ya gitu diyon, ma'am, ikaw armelias alis legislature ay belig, marbebira at ay belig, lobat ya to ko mora ka kali. Lagi giram mo matengel wasi. Agar kali lang mo kongi marte do para buris sa sabi ilran et tim le uran ay dinis. Yar bebil besel buris das in bauran et guktir kum buris rela. Mak auri urai ka gitu do ba biar akno siga. Akno iwil wasi. Sel to ko ile delia minister wasi enganga. Le minister al giliania Jani Gimons. Sera al minister of justice en giliania et trigi del buig to bauran. Hindi tumlo siga alla wasi nang blaringan la. A minister ra Gimons en diul barngul en timlakalla. Ito mo mitigil mlanya milgat mok luldas wal molla. Mnegire saying amne minister of justice e vice president nakamura. Abolo mes ababier ngero di dia kasaying ra vice president. Mundi babier mede dia kasaying. Ako ra ding ilong sige de luldas wal me otir tiangaleng. Makatakatal gumaral wasya governmenta girel ngarnia attorney general ri girel ngarnia agar-gari diktial government mundia nga boli liakla imol kuk bureau dingi lo gar-gari dingi lo to brahansira ako mbas aba alto ko alla ako tek lameltel ngay gal to ko alla mura ka gar-gari leng ako ring siranggel mereder chief justice ra government ra maligel leng wasi agar tial blara gar-gari marjats ako tirgel baseball player umpire. Agikok tiyo Messi ambay, hindi ako berakuran del memes ra ambay. Komen memes ra araw so ko lang mamo lang siya tial lula reol morgin. Sige da ko Messi nging ang government tergi del lomakrara ngut. Leng dia ka tirgel giril lolto ang rir tial monday amla mo dia ka lolto ang rir. Ako mda surim lamo o sel dios ngeng mlamo political decision hindi ka toralla. Del sukumalla abla taklo hindi ka sa emel mo. Hindi candidate. Ali candidate. Awas hindi akong laas sa ir. Eng sige dili klaumrar nga kara ututela a justice ra bela na mo beik. Sige da ulmak bring at the subject. So mang if you have any issues on that, insert your mind. To me it's just an unfairness of our society.
Well, that's the first time I've heard an issue about that. I always thought that,
It's a state issue, so it usually sit on the back burner
I see.
of our government. But it's the vice president's decision that have brought the issues up to the front burner, and I think it's got to be decided once and for all, because first of all, he's a police officer.
How do you fix that? Do you have to go to the
I mean, there's a
court
regulation that's already supposedly
to
fixed it.
Fix it.
But according to the vice president, some of the members
Well,
are, what's the term, immune of that.
Immune?
I don't know.
well,
that's-
Amnesty. They have received.
you know, this is a big issue. It's not only the public safety. This affects other agencies of the government. I mean, there's also a question of double dipping.
Yeah.
Also get to go into this. It's also a question of whether it's proper for people to be handling two major work, because these are human beings.
And the golden rule says you never serve two masters.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. But it is an issue that should be handled by the Congress passing laws to prohibit it or do something. But the way I heard, the reason it started is because there were not enough Palauans educated enough to be in the legislature. That was the excuse at the time. So I remember Minister Saddam at one time was a speaker of Ngarad, I think, and was also a director of finance at the time when I came from Saipan to
Yeah.
audit finance transactions. That's where I learned that. So it's a wider issue that should be discussed, and then perhaps there is a law that will be passed to prohibit it, or simply say it's not enough, so you can handle
Yeah.
2 or 3 jobs. But one thing I agree with you is that if it's going to be done with this, the other areas should also be done
done.
the same, and not to treat certain group on one way, having their own rules, and I think that's a mess. Shouldn't be that.
I see it as having too much power. You're the legislature. You're a police officer. So,
Yeah.
which one are you? Make up your mind.
You cannot be involved.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, because it's always, I see Palau as always as a gray area because there's a small population.
no, it's also because they want to make more than money that they. Yeah, that's why they're doing it.
Well, say kita, ako ram na issue ng ma'am di, ako era gibo mo you have 12 minutes. Bernadette tamle, she went out of her way. Ako era do mo la, about 2 years ago, another media put together an organization was Palau Media Association.
Council, yeah.
TMC member ringi, Matiabela member ringi, Bernadette member ringi, OTV member ringi, Pela Horizon, government media press, other government organization. Bernadette tamla asmiga ateal mar professors mar armadura tukora usis kila budget ra tukora media. El morning vera ora el almel buil. So mama mo kerte alek na invite ring in May. Ere mo explain ra what's going on. Invite other interested to join. Mo sabi in medyo na ka solo.
So thank you. It's also a opportunity for shameless plug. So 2020 is a good year also for the media because we got some funding from Australia, which is to conduct a budget reporting training. Budget reporting training because we seems to, I mean, I do the same. We seem to just get the press release, report how much the budget is, how much is going here and going there, but we never really, I call it unpack the budget. Like, for example, how much, I mean, the budget is spending. Where does the money from the budget comes from the taxpayers' money. So we need to report also how the budget is being spent. Is it going to the right agency? Is it improving the people's lives? So I mean, this training or this gathering with the media people is not to become enemies of the government, but at the same time, they will come in and they will help explain, and we're also wanting you to be a part of it, to discuss to us about the compact, Mr. Harold Wilter, and how, since you are
Member of a media already.
and you are also referred to me by Cambes as someone who's can talk to us, a bit an expert to
No,
of
I'm
compact.
not. I'm not afraid to talk to media.
And so this budget training is for media focus. I think this is the first time that we're actually doing an activity that just for the media. It is funded by Australian aid, the government of Australia, and this is delivered by Australian Broadcasting Corporation. I've done work with ABC for many years, so it's also an opportunity for us just to get together. You tell us, you tell me, we tell each other, what do we need? How do we improve each other? How do we improve reporting? And not only that, not only budget and economic reporting, but we're also doing a United Nations anti-corruption investigative reporting training. So the UN has also coming in. We've spoken to them. They're coming in. They're also conducting a 1 or 2 day training with the media. This is inclusive. It's not only the media council. Any of those who are in the media can come in, can join. We're not leaving anyone behind. Those who want to join can join. But this is for journalists and those, especially, maybe with your help, I'm especially encouraging some students. We can't accommodate all, but some students who are interested in journalism, they can come in, they can join us, and there's lunch and opportunity to learn from the media.
When are you going to start?
We're going to start, our first session will be on February 21st.
February
And then
21st.
we're going to do it every Friday until we finish 5 weeks. And there's also the UN training, which is going to be also every Friday. I know we're all busy, so it's designed in a way that we can all come for
Once a
3
week.
to 4 hours. You know,
You say
fun together, learn.
this is funded by Australia.
Yeah, Australia Aid. It's called the Pacific Media Assistance Scheme. They've done trainings. They have assisted Papua New Guinea, our bigger neighbors, Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands, Fiji, and last year was the first time that they wanted someone from smaller nations. So when I applied for the training, the smallest nations there, Palau and Niue. So
You were in
Niue,
Fiji or you were in Australia?
in Australia. So Palau and Niue are the addition to that because they've always they've assisted Palau in some other trainings, but this is the first time that they're assisting smaller countries. They're including smaller countries. And this is not just the first, we're gonna do more media trainings in the future. So with the help of Mr. Joel and the TMC people, hopefully we can do this successfully and we can do it every year and other trainings.
Malmsaula Bernadette, Malmsaula Mr. Wilter, we have 7 more minutes. I'm going to give you your 3 minutes to say whatever you wanted to say. Aside from what we said, if you have any special message you wanted to deliver, I'll give you 3 minutes for that.
I'm gonna say hi to my daughter Mayumi and to Cambes because he's excited to watch this. And then thank you all out there for watching this. This is my first time. And thank you. It's really fun. I was nervous because I don't do this. I mean, I do
I
radio,
was
but not
nervous
TV.
to talk to you
Feel
because
free.
you have all the information that anybody can have about Palau.
See, basically, we are not the expert of everything. We just wanted to have the access of media people to this republic.
Yes.
So for you to attend our talk show this afternoon was, I acknowledge you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. It was fun.
Ya ngabi ngaria toil pes gilsa simbore la syakmadik yak nom ara me muyurgi metigil ya gumda swing close issue ngire dal amu mu usesela toil gire ra igel maran milsiorgi le tiang al arigal gilsa ngamul wase kale toka sa registro si kale lumil blue to mesa ikal state government was ay kang man area blue ali tila mal gota crawl question le tila nga angoy ka kan mo na time lagi morura a constitution
Back to the future.
why say el mnarnya crawl di way tama mayoswa gino girer tiagi isul was necessary for your state government mang kadala mo giredan mo omda surni akti subdam surni mo ria simbong atiagi
Yeah, active ka. Kuliti.
but ngaria question na mo ng kada dito
Oh,
I read the article about the state government that some people are questioning whether it's necessary to have in Palau. So I just want to know your opinion as a journalist, and you've been here as long as I remember 20 years ago. Do you think Palau is overcovered?
For the sake of practicality, I think we could reduce the 16 states.
Okay.
Yes,
But
I
don't
think
get mad at me.
to make it one
No,
word.
no, 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 no.
Practicality's
To make
sake.
one word, yes.
I happen to believe the opposite. I was in the convention in this issue game. That's why we have 16 states.
I see.
I don't think,
25 years later, the question is on the table.
yes, but I don't think, I want to know further, deep into it as to why do you think state government should be done away with?
Okay.
That's first question we have to research before we decide to.
Let me just give you my...
The other thing is this. I don't think any system is bad. It's the people in it, not
the system.
not the state government. It's the people who are running it.
Yes.
But let me just give you this because
Okay.
I made a very short study. When the national government is under a continuing resolution,
All the states.
all the states are becoming more because they're not independent to the national government. Their budget depends on national government.
Because
So it needs further study.
our government has not made it a priority to improve the state government.
Has the state priority to improve themselves? I mean, it's. I'm not judging.
Yes.
It's a question.
No.
It's a
that-
question.
that
It's
is a
que-
good question.
It's a media question.
The national government has made the state become more and more dependent to the National Congress. Because every year, whether they ask for money or not, they say, here it is.
Except Koror State. I think Koror
Yeah,
State
well,
can run
That's
in
because
itself.
they have money, because they have the seat of-
Population controls.
and
Yes,
the,
population
and the
control.
economic situation is concentrated here. But that's for us to think about, because it's a big issue. We have to work on that.
Oy, malmasaula Mr. Wilter, malmasaula Bernadette, malmasaula Adrevelaw, masabamel. Tune in. Agi kegrelul de suam lulumral was agi hook invite rab esel orchestra kamam. Mo otyo pesel ul suel mab esel singel gira blur belaw len. Sel gotul ngilul mernia was ar adra mot el blum kerbelaw. Am la modia ka salsim bay. Ad belaw mil adra mil mot mokrara. Formal sulang. Ese ya Kausischakl January, sel mersande. Ti mutro lingit am lo ul mora kambes. Sabihin bermi. May ikaw man sulang.